Yellow Jacob here with another weekly Wild recap. So without further ado, let's get into it. So yeah, the Minnesota Wild are currently 18-9-1 and ended a homestand and are currently in the middle of a 2-game series against Colorado. So let's get into it. Starting with the end of the Arizona homestand, where, like I say, we won those games, which, well, we're supposed to, and the Wild had a little bit of confidence to them that I love to see. And then Carson Soucy has a questionable hit. I'm not going to lie and say that it was a clean hit per se, but I don't know. Like I say, with hits like that, it's always hard to tell because I never know the intent. I mean, he did leave his feet, this, that, and the other thing. So, Carson Soucy was banned 1 game for boarding Conor Garland right into the... I will say, though, that hit was kind of... It might have been sold just a little bit there, but again, I don't know, because, well, again, it's always hard to tell in those situations, just because, again, I don't know. I don't know if that was actually his intent, or if it just so happened to be 2 wrongs at the same time, or just whatever the case might be there. But, needless to say, Carson Soucy was suspended for a game. And the only reason why I say that's because Krause, the player for Arizona, after Soucy left the penalty box to go over to the bench, just absolutely mugged the fucker. I mean, granted, he got a game misconduct, like all the penalties you could possibly get, but he wasn't suspended as far as I know, but whatever. Yeah, again, like I say, the Wild won that game pretty handily, so I wasn't too concerned. And then we played Colorado on Thursday. Holy shit. Let's just say the Wild had a, one of those slap to the face games, punch to the gut games. Because Colorado absolutely murdered us. I mean, they freaking spit roasted us over a grill and served us with rotisserie chicken sauce. Mother Teresa. Holy shit. I mean, literally. I was at work for, part of the game. So I kind of caught it at where I'm working at. By the way, I got a new job too, so excited about that. Anyway, might make a separate video, but we'll see. As I was saying, though, I was watching this game, and, let's just say at the end of the first period, we were down 2-0, and Colorado had, 20-plus shots. We had, 3. They had, 20 shots at one. I mean, Mother Teresa. I mean, before I could move, I went to the bathroom, came back, and there was 15 shots on the net already. And it wasn't even 5 minutes into the game. By the way, I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all, because that is Colorado's game. They go up and down the ice like speed demons. They chip, they putt. I mean, they're a well-oiled machine. I mean, and again, I feel bad for Talbot because poor Talbot. I mean, Jesus. I mean, there's only so much you can do when you're literally when you're literally getting peppered. The first 5 minutes, you're already down 10 to 15 shots. And the Wild, I swear to God, they played the game, out of the whole 60 minutes, they probably played in the Colorado zone maybe 20. It felt like. Oh, Oh, man. Yeah. And we got the brakes absolutely stomped on us. Like, it was a 5-1 game, but honestly, it could have been 10-1 or even 12-1. Which, by the way, yeah, I watched that Wednesday night game too, where the Rangers and the Flyers. Holy. But anyway, again, that's a different video for a different day. Who knows? Maybe the Rangers should actually hire the AHL staff to run their organization, because wow. Granted, I'm pretty sure they lost tonight anyway. But anyway, back to the Wild. Yeah. Let's just say... Oh, and on top of that, too, Matt Dumba got injured again. So, great. We're down Dumba. We're down Foligno. Johansson, well, it sounds like he's going to be back sooner rather than later. Hopefully. Fingers crossed there. But, oh boy, now is not a time to start getting hit by the injury bug. Oh boy. But again, I don't know really what the whole story is there or whatever the case is, but yeah, I saw that injury and it did not look good. It looked like Dumba lost the edge on his... It literally looked like he blew a tire right into the boards. And, well... Yikes. That's all I gotta say. And again, for all the people who say Matt Dumba sucks or Matt Dumba turns the puck over too many times or this or that or the other thing, can you find anyone on our team that's any better at this point? Just saying. Because Dumba has actually made quite a few plays for us this year, all things considered. But, I don't know. Yeah, like I say again, hopefully that was just one of those games where you get punched in the jaw, slapped in the teeth, not, just spitting chiclets or whatever you want to say. And the Wild regroup and actually come back and, well, play a little bit better than they did. Because, again, yikes. By the way, did I mention that Colorado ended up with 55 shots over a 60-minute span? And the Wild had 14? Yeah, that's not going to work. By the way, Wild, this is a team you've beaten before. Firepower and all. But again, with the way the West is looking so far here, it's going to... I just... It'd be typical Minnesota fashion to choke hard. Now, will that happen? Probably not, honestly. At this point, a lot of the teams the teams are starting to separate, which a lot of times during sports seasons, you kind of see that. It's just like the first few weeks, it's kind of a log jam where you can literally go from 6th to 1st back to 6th in like 3 games, Or like first to last is literally a difference of like 2 points. But now it's starting to kind of, how do I say this? Again, separate a little more. So, at this point, if I had to make a prediction, it's going to be Vegas, Colorado, us, and St. Louis, honestly. Even with all the injuries to St. Louis. Vegas is, well... Vegas. I don't think I need to go into that, but... And of course, Colorado is still a force, even though they did kind of have a stretch there in the middle. The Wild still have enough firepower, and the goaltending tandem is still pretty good. Again, not much you can do when you literally have 55 shots against you, and you still manage to stop, 50 of them. So, to be fair, again, there's not much you can do when you literally have 55 shots on your goaltender, and the goaltender stops most of them. Anyway, And then, of course, St. Louis. Be interesting to see with them, just to see how their depth and stuff with everybody coming back, see how that goes. So, but yeah, I mean, like I say, tomorrow we'll end the series against Colorado, and then we start a couple games with Anaheim, and then yeah, we have like another 3 or 4 game homestand before we go to San Jose to end the month. So yeah, we do have some important hockey here again. Colorado, St. Louis. Gonna be big games there for us. And of course, you can't overlook San Jose either. Yeah, I mean, interesting to see here. Now, real talk though, do I think this team is a Stanley Cup contender? No. Not yet, at least. But, and this is a big but, they're on the way. I mean, this is probably one of the best Wild teams I've seen in a long time. It's just now a matter of getting everything gelled together and just, you know. And I'm not saying that we're not a Stanley Cup team just because, you know, we suck or anything or whatever the case might be. It's just there is case in point, Vegas, Colorado, you can't rule them out. I mean, you know, there's also teams like Toronto, which you can never rule out. Tampa. I mean, Florida's looking really damn good this year. I mean, there's a lot of good teams. And again, with the way this new playoff format is, it'll be interesting to see how that works out. But, yeah, honestly, at this point, unless the Wild absolutely, you know, self-destruct here, we're probably going to be one of the 4 teams out of the West. So, but yeah, like I say, we have one more against Colorado, then it's on to Anaheim, or on to hosting Anaheim, and away we go from there. So, again, 18-9-1, really damn good record, all things considered. And in a weird time that we're in right now with all that stuff, again, it's just nice to actually see a team that has hope, brightness, and a good future about them. So, let's just continue this on, boys. Let's see where this goes. I mean, I've seen stranger things happen in sports here. All it takes is to get everything to click at the right time and, you know, maybe get a little help from some other teams, knocking other teams out, you know. But I'm not saying we will, but I'm also not saying we won't. So, until we meet again, this is Jacob. Have a good night.